Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're digging into some really fascinating material from Twin Labs.
Yeah, specifically an article they published called Digital Agents Powering Business Growth in the AI Era.
Exactly. And it tackles how AI, along with these huge digital shifts, are just fundamentally changing how businesses find growth and how they fuel it.
It's happening so fast, too. The landscape, I mean. AI is evolving. Consumer behavior online is completely different than it was even a couple years ago.
Totally. So our mission today really is to unpack how businesses can navigate this, how they can actually thrive, unlock growth, and frankly, not get left behind.
Right. And with this deep dive into the Twin Labs piece, we want to pull out the really critical stuff, the actionable insights for you listening.
Okay.
So we'll break down what these AI agents the article talks about actually are.
Yeah, that term itself sounds a bit futuristic.
It does, but it's very now.
Yeah.
And we'll look at key digital marketing trends you just can't ignore anymore. Strategies for building a solid online presence you actually own.
Super important.
And, of course, how to make money effectively in this new environment. Basically, giving you the highlights, the stuff you really need to know.
Perfect. Okay, let's jump into that first section then. The article starts off talking about the rise of AI-powered business. So what do they actually mean by AI agents? Is it just fancy chatbots or?
It's more than that. Think of them, like the article says, as intelligent software systems. They're designed to do tasks pretty much on their own or with very little human help.
Okay.
They process huge amounts of data, spot patterns, learn as they go, and make decisions based on that learning. They're kind of like sophisticated digital assistants bridging human direction and machine work, boosting efficiency a lot.
So intelligent automation, not just basic automation.
Exactly. That's the key difference.
Right. And the applications sound really broad. What kind of specific jobs are they talking about across different industries?
Oh, yeah. Super versatile. The article gives some great examples. Finance, for instance. They mention robo-advisors giving personalized investment advice, analyzing markets way faster than humans.
Makes sense.
And real-time credit risk checks, spotting fraud by catching weird patterns instantly. Then you've got manufacturing, AI agents optimizing complex supply chains.
Like predicting demand.
Predicting demand, managing inventory, even scheduling maintenance on machines before they break down, which, saves a ton of money on downtime.
Huge. What about marketing?
Big impact there, too. AI personalizing campaigns for individuals, segmenting audiences really precisely, analyzing sentiment like how people feel about your brand based on social media chatter.
Okay, that's powerful.
And customer service, we've all seen chatbots, right?
Yeah.
But these AI agents can handle tons of routine questions, 24/7, giving instant answers. They only pass the really tricky stuff to human agents.
So humans handle the complex, high-touch problems.
Exactly, which speeds up resolutions and makes customers happier.
Now, this part really caught my eye. The article uses mergers and acquisitions, M&A, as a case study. How on earth does AI fit into something that complex and, well, human?
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? What the article shows is how AI agents tackle the really time-consuming early stages. Think about finding potential companies to buy.
Right, tons of research.
Exactly. AI agents can scan everything, databases, news, social media, filings, looking for companies that fit specific criteria, industry, location, size, financials, you name it.
Wow.
Then they can pull together detailed profiles, even estimating things like revenue from public data. And here's the kicker. They can even automate the first contact, drafting personalized emails, scheduling initial meetings.
Seriously?
Yeah. So the human M&A team gets this pre-vetted list, profiles, maybe even notes from the AI's initial outreach. It just slashes research time and cost, lets the humans focus on the deal itself, negotiation, due diligence, speeds the whole thing up.
That's more than just efficiency. That's a real strategic edge. And connecting that back, the article mentioned AI enhancing customer support beyond just those basic chatbots. How does that work?
Right. It's about learning. The article mentions how AI agents learn from all the past data, every support ticket, every chat log, every FAQ interaction.
Okay.
This lets them provide much smarter, more context-aware answers to common problems, like walking someone through troubleshooting or processing a return instantly.
So they handle the routine stuff, but better.
Exactly. Which frees up the human staff for the really complex, maybe emotional or unique cases that need that human touch, that empathy. The result: faster fixes, happier customers, and the article even links that to more repeat business.
Loyalty. Makes total sense. And marketing, you mentioned personalization.
Mm-hmm.
How else is AI changing things like SEO, ads, social media?
Oh, it's shaking things up big time. For SEO, AI tools can constantly watch your website, compare it to competitors.
In real time.
Pretty much. They spot technical glitches hurting your rank, suggest content tweaks, find keywords people are actually searching for now. Some can even fix basic code issues automatically.
Wow. Okay. And ads.
Yeah.
Always trying to avoid wasting money there.
Right? AI helps massively with that. It analyzes campaign performance, sees what's working, which ads, keywords, audiences, and shifts budget automatically to get you the best return. Optimizes targeting on the fly.
Nice. And social.
AI agents can monitor trends, suggest content ideas based on what's hot, automate posting schedules, and give you really deep insights into what your audience is engaging with. So you're making decisions based on data, not just guessing.
So with all this AI capability, the article also points out new opportunities for service providers, right? Not just businesses using AI.
Absolutely critical point. As AI gets easier to use, businesses need people who know how to use it effectively. The article mentions seeing growth in areas like, well, setting up sophisticated chatbots,
Okay.
hybrid writing where humans kind of edit and guide AI-generated content, AI virtual assistants doing complex tasks, AI design strategy.
Helping integrate it creatively.
Exactly. AI-powered outreach for link building or sales leads. AI for creating social media content that actually works. These are all new niches for freelancers and agencies.
This sounds amazing, but also maybe intimidating. Is integrating this stuff super difficult or expensive, especially for smaller businesses?
That's the surprising part, and something the Twin Labs piece highlights. It's getting way more accessible. Yes, there are big enterprise solutions, but newer platforms are simplifying things a lot.
How so?
They offer guided setups, pre-built modules. You don't necessarily need a huge tech team anymore. And often, for repetitive tasks, using an AI agent can actually be cheaper than hiring more staff.
Really? More cost-effective?
In the long run, yeah. And for bigger companies, it's not about replacing people. It's about making teams more effective, letting them do more. The article really stresses that getting in early gives you a serious competitive advantage because a lot of businesses are still just sort of thinking about it.
Okay, that paints a really clear picture for that first section. AI agents are powerful, versatile, and getting easier to use. Let's shift gears now to section 2. The big digital marketing shifts the article talks about, which AI is obviously accelerating.
Right. And one of the biggest shifts they emphasize is the need to really prioritize brand recognition.
Okay, why is that so critical now?
Because the customer journey is so fragmented, people interact with brands across tons of channels before they even think about buying. The article mentioned it often takes more than 8 touch points.
8? Wow.
Yeah. So just hoping someone searches a generic keyword and finds you on Google, that's not enough anymore. You need people looking specifically for you, brand searches.
Because people might find answers right on the Google results page anyway.
Exactly. The article points out nearly 60% of Google searches end without a click on a result. People get their answer right there. So if they're not searching for your brand directly, you might miss them entirely. Building that strong brand ensures people seek you out, driving that crucial direct traffic. It's about long-term success everywhere, not just Google search.
Which implies that focusing only on traditional Google rankings is, well, outdated.
Totally outdated, which leads right into the second shift, multi-platform optimization. Google's still huge, obviously, but other platforms are basically becoming search engines too.
Like social media, Amazon.
Yep, social platforms, e-commerce sites like Amazon, app stores. Billions of searches happen there every day. People discover stuff directly within those apps and sites.
So you need to show up there too.
You have to. The article stresses optimizing all your content, images, video, audio, posts to be found wherever your audience hangs out. And you need to tailor it right. What works on TikTok is totally different from a LinkedIn article or an Amazon product listing.
Makes sense. The article also had a really interesting point, specifically about audio content. It feels like that's really stepping up.
Oh, absolutely. That's the third shift, the power of audio content. Podcasting especially is highlighted as this super powerful channel that's weirdly underutilized.
Underutilized. Seems like everyone has a podcast.
Feels like it, but compare the numbers. The article cites maybe 500,000 active podcasts globally. Sounds like a lot, but there are over 600 million blogs. The competition in audio is just way, way lower.
Huh. Interesting perspective.
And podcast listeners, often really engaged, affluent, loyal, great audience for building deep connections. Plus, honestly, lots of people just prefer listening while they're doing other things, commuting, working out.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Right. So ignoring audio means missing out on a big, valuable chunk of the market.
Okay. And for businesses actually selling stuff, the article mentioned a new front door for e-commerce.
Yeah, the fourth shift. Social commerce is booming. Global sales are projected to hit something like $1.66 trillion by 2025. And this isn't just social media influencing sales from afar. It's people discovering and buying directly within the platforms. Think live streams, influencer videos, shops on Instagram or TikTok.
So buying right there in the app.
Exactly. Your own website is still vital, your home base. But you have to play in social commerce now. Shoppable posts, platform stores, partnerships, engaging video content that makes people want to buy now.
Got it. And finally, the article pushed businesses to look beyond their own backyard.
Yeah, the fifth shift, international market expansion. The point is, sticking to just one country really limits your growth potential. Often, global markets have less competition in certain niches or just way more potential customers.
But isn't that really complicated? Translation, different markets.
Yeah, it used to be much harder. But the article points out the tools are way better now. Good quality translation tools, transcription services, and technical SEO stuff, like using special tags so search engines know which language and region your page is for. That helps you rank properly in different countries. Thinking globally just maximizes your reach and potential income from everything else you're doing.
Okay, so we have AI changing the tools, the marketing landscape shifting where people find things. How does a business actually build something sustainable and grow in this environment based on the article's strategies?
Well, the article really hammers home, starting with a core strategy, long-term thinking and audience building.
Right, not just quick wins.
Exactly. Sustainable success comes from building assets that grow over time. And the most valuable asset, an audience you own. That means your website and, crucially, your email list.
Why the emphasis on email over, say, social media followers?
Because you don't own your social media audience. The platform does. They control access. With email, you have a direct line to people who've opted in. The article points out email subscribers are way more valuable for consistent communication, and they convert much better. So focus on getting people to your own platforms and getting them to subscribe.
Okay, that makes sense. Own the connection. So where's the starting point for building that own space?
Strategy 2. Choose a niche and create a website. Start with something you're actually passionate about. You'll need that passion to stick with it. But critically, check if there's actually a market there.
How do you do that?
Look at keyword search volume. Are people searching for this stuff? Look at competitors. Are they making money? Is there an economy? Once you've validated it, get that website up. Platforms like WordPress make it pretty easy these days, even for non-techie people. Get a good, short, memorable domain name.
Right. Website up, now you need to fill it. What's the content strategy?
Strategy 3, strategic content creation. And the emphasis is on strategic. Don't just churn stuff out. Aim to create content that's unique, fresh, really deep, and frankly better than what your competitors have.
How do you know it's better?
A good tactic the article suggests is to look at what's already popular in your niche, then figure out how to improve on it. More up-to-date info, new insights, better examples, clearer writing. That kind of high-quality stuff engages readers, builds trust, builds authority, and that's what attracts organic traffic.
And speaking of organic traffic, SEO is still fundamental, right?
Absolutely. Strategy 4 is mastering SEO. That's your engine for free traffic. The article breaks it into 3 key parts. First, content quality, like we just said, amazing content that answers what the user is looking for.
Got it.
Second, technical SEO, making sure your website itself is clean, fast, mobile-friendly, easy for search engines to crawl. Tools like Google Search Console are your friend here.
Okay, makes sense.
Third, backlinks. Getting links to your site from other reputable websites. The article suggests looking at who links to your competitors, then creating even better content that naturally attracts similar links. It takes time, usually 3-9 months of consistent effort, but it pays off.
What about content you might already have, like old blog posts?
Good question. That's strategy 5. Leveraging existing content. You probably have older stuff that's still valuable, but maybe not performing well because it's a bit dated.
Right.
Go back and optimize it. Update stats, add new info, maybe use AI tools, like the article mentions, to help rewrite sections to make them punchier for today's readers. Another angle is finding content gaps topics your competitors rank for, but you don't have good content on. Create something amazing to fill that gap. It's a smart way to grab relevant traffic.
Makes sense. And finally, how does social media fit into building this owned presence? Seems like you can't ignore it.
Definitely not. Strategy 6 is amplifying reach through social media. It's not your own platform, but it's fantastic for getting eyeballs initially and driving people back to your website or email list.
So you use it as a funnel.
Pretty much. Repost your core content, blogs, podcasts, videos across the relevant platforms, but tweak the format for each one. Engage with people in communities. Use platforms like X, Twitter for quick tests of ideas, and critically, use social to grow your email list. Offer something valuable, a checklist, an ebook in exchange for their email. Because again, that email list, that's where the deeper engagement and long-term value really is.
Right. Okay, so we've got the AI tools, the marketing shifts, the strategies for building that core online presence. Now, bottom line, how do businesses actually make money with all this, according to the Twin Labs article?
Yeah, monetization. The article lays out a few solid strategies. First up is affiliate marketing.
Recommending other people's stuff.
Exactly. It's a great way to earn passive income. You promote products or services in your niche, use a special link, and if someone buys through your link, you get a commission. The key, the article stresses, is choosing stuff you genuinely believe in and that fits your audience. And always be upfront about it. Disclose those affiliations to keep trust.
Makes sense. Keep it authentic. What about selling your own things?
That's strategy too, and often where the bigger profits are. Selling your own products or services, this gives you total control. Could be digital things like ebooks, courses, software.
Or physical products, consulting.
Yep. Physical goods, high-value consulting, coaching. Platforms like Shopify make setting up shop pretty straightforward, and offering a mix of price points, maybe a cheaper ebook and a premium course or service, lets you cater to different parts of your audience and scale things up.
Right. So should businesses just pick one? Affiliate or own products?
The article strongly recommends against putting all your eggs in one basket. Strategy 3 is diversified monetization.
Mix it up.
Exactly. Combine affiliate marketing, selling your own stuff, maybe some advertising on your site if the traffic is high enough, perhaps sponsorships. Having multiple streams makes your business much more resilient. The article points out that even a small conversion rate, like 1%, across these different streams can add up to significant income if you've built up decent traffic.
And I guess that international expansion piece ties in here too.
Big time. Remember that fifth shift? Expanding internationally with translated content? That just multiplies the potential revenue from all these monetization methods because your potential audience is suddenly much, much bigger.
Wow. Okay, this has been incredibly insightful, pulling so much practical stuff from that Twin Labs article. So just to recap the core takeaways. The digital world is changing incredibly fast. AI agents are becoming key tools. Consumer behavior is shifting how and where people search and buy.
Right, and the article is really clear. Businesses have to adapt. Embrace AI, adjust to these new marketing realities, prioritizing brand, being everywhere relevant.
And crucially, focusing on building that strong, owned online presence, your website, your email list.
And then diversifying how you make money from that presence. That's the path to sustainable growth in this AI era.
That really hits the nail on the head. The central message seems to be, don't stand still. Understanding and using these strategies is vital, not just for growing, but just for staying in the game.
Absolutely. It's about being proactive.
Well, hopefully, this deep dive has given you listening some clear, actionable insights straight from the source material. Things to think about for your own business or your work to help you navigate these changes.
And maybe one final thought to leave you with. Building on these themes of AI and rapid change from the Twin Labs piece, given this incredible pace of digital evolution the article describes, how can you move beyond just reacting? How can you proactively use AI and these new strategies to actually shape your own digital future, positioning yourself ahead of the curve rather than just playing catch-up?
Thank you for joining us today.
Visit the Twin Labs website for more business insights.